how to act with emotion. And if you've ever said, I feel emotionally disconnected after putting in work on a scene, this is for you. My name is Bernard Gilbert. I'm a working professional actor. I've been in projects such as Law and Order, Chicago PD, and The Chi. In this video, I'm breaking down what emotion actually is in acting, how the great teachers approached it, and how you can build it in a real repeatable way. Because emotional acting isn't about forcing more feelings. It's about building behavior the audience can see. Point 1, emotionality isn't magic, it's trainable behavior. Emotion doesn't come from sipping from a magical chalice of ambrosia, a special elixir only available to a divine few. It's available to everyone and unique to each individual actor. Using honest emotion isn't just for the gifted. It's a skill, like flexibility or physical strength. It can be developed. We get our definition of acting from Sanford Meisner, who famously said that acting is living truthfully underneath imaginary circumstances. If that's true, then emotional acting isn't about manufacturing feelings. It's about training your ability to respond truthfully to imagined events. One of the best ways to develop that ability is to train your imagination. Okay, choose one emotional state: fear, joy, frustration, heartbreak, curiosity. And instead of trying to act that emotion, create several different imaginary circumstances that could honestly produce that emotion. All right, let's take fear. As an exercise, imagine you've been walking home alone and you realize someone's been following you for the last 3 blocks. Now imagine you're waiting for the doctor to call with some very important test results. Now imagine you've lost sight of your 5-year-old child in a crowded airport. Those are all forms of fear, but they aren't the same fear. The emotional quality changes because the circumstances change. This idea goes all the way back to Stanislavski's Given Circumstances and his concept, the magic if, and later appears in Sanford Meisner's work on emotional preparation and Stella Adler's work on imagination. None of these teachers asked actors to feel more. They asked actors to believe more. Practice this without any dialogue at first. Let your breathing change, let your posture change, let your thoughts change. Don't decide what the emotion should look like. Allow yourself to respond truthfully to the imaginary situation. If you can, record yourself and watch it back and ask yourself one question. Do I look like someone experiencing something or someone just demonstrating an emotion? That's free training, but it's also the kind of work that disciplined actors do between auditions. Start small, but don't be afraid to go deep. Don't try to be perfect. Just get familiar with your range. That's how you begin to create emotional availability. Point number 2, what the great teachers actually taught. Anyone can throw around concepts, but it's important to know what the teachers and practitioners who defined our craft have actually said about emotion in acting. Stanislavski said emotion comes from the circumstances. Don't force yourself to feel something. Build the reality of the situation so the emotion has somewhere to come from. Meisner focused on emotional preparation. He believed actors could use their imagination before the scene to create an emotional state that prepares them for the moment, then allow the scene and their partner to affect them. Stella Adler said the actor's imagination is key. You don't have to only depend on your personal experiences. If you can truly imagine the circumstances, then you can truthfully access the emotion. Uta Hagen said truth lives in the specifics. Understand what happened before the scene, the moment before, what you need, your objectives, and what's happening in the present moment, and the emotion can naturally emerge. Lee Strasberg explored emotional memory and sense memory. He believed actors could use personal memories and sensory details to reconnect with authentic emotional experiences. Michael Chekhov believed the body could unlock emotion. He believed through physical impulses, gestures, and atmosphere, actors could awaken emotional feelings instead of trying to force them. None of these techniques said just feel more. They all point to process. Actors who understand processes consistently work efficiently and effectively, and consistency is what leads to a real career with real bookings and a full life as a working actor. It's easy to say feel more blank, be more blank, but it's more useful if instead of focusing on the result, we focus more on the process. All of the renowned teachers and practitioners, a few of whom I just mentioned, concentrate their messages on process, method, system, and strategy. Stanislavski, who we famously call the father of modern theater, literally labeled his technique the system, and everything we know about contemporary acting technique flows from his system. Sanford Meisner, a philosophical student and proponent of Stanislavski, teaches emotional preparation and the magic as if, which he borrows directly from Stanislavski's magic if. The magic as if simply means imagine X as if it were Y. The given circumstances are X and the desired result is Y. or some scenario that you can clearly imagine which would create the desired result in you. When preparing the desired emotion, you can meditate on it using the magic as if, but once it's time to enter the scene, let it go. Let go of generating the emotion and instead focus on being present in the moment at hand, your scene partner, and the environment. For instance, if I had the given circumstances that a gun I bring with me everywhere was discovered in my work locker, which is actually the plot for Dominique Morisseau's play Skeleton Crew, and I wanted to incorporate real emotion in the scene, but I've in fact never had that situation happen to me, so maybe I don't know how to feel, or better yet, how to behave, especially of what George Bernard Shaw calls the optics of theater, or with a heightened energy suitable for a performance. First, I would need to actually consider what might be true for me in this circumstance. I had a teacher who used to say, if this was really real, like if this was really real for you, what would you feel? Probably that my privacy was invaded, first of all, that I was betrayed and unduly judged, convicted, and incarcerated by my co-workers' assumptions. I might imagine the situation as if TMZ broke into my closet at my home, found literal meth in my top drawer under my boxer briefs, and went back and told everyone that Bernard Gilbert does meth. Not that anyone would care, but my mom might care. How would I feel if that was a situation? As if TMZ found meth in my closet at my home. Don't get lost in results, man. Focus on truth, your behavior, imagination, and connection to a lucid, imagined reality. Point number 3, your body creates emotion. If your body is locked, your breath is locked, and your emotions won't run freely, period. Techniques like Linklater, Fitzmaurice, Feldenkrais, Laban, and Chekhov all point to the same reality. Physicality can shape the perception of experiencing real emotion. Breath, release, economy, these are your entry points. If your body is free and used efficiently, then emotion can move likewise. Many actors think emotion starts in the mind, but many of the great movement and voice teachers would argue it actually begins in the body. We can hold tension in our jaw, shoulders, chest, breath, hips, even our tongue. Tension doesn't just affect how you move, it affects what you're capable of feeling and expressing. That's why so many actor training methods begin with releasing the body before they ever ask you to perform. Kristen Linklater taught that the natural voice can be freed and released, not manufactured. Her work helps actors release unnecessary tension so the breath, the impulses, and emotions can travel freely through the voice instead of getting trapped. Catherine Fitzmaurice developed what we call tremoring, where the body shakes with an almost involuntary tremor to release chronic muscular holding patterns. The goal isn't to just look emotional, it's to stop holding yourself back physically so that emotional impulses have room to move. Moshe Feldenkrais taught actors to become aware of physical movement patterns through the physics of body economy. Oftentimes, we don't even realize we carry unnecessary tension until we learn to move more efficiently. With the Feldenkrais technique, we repeat micro movements to understand how our unique physiology operates. It's like this. Sometimes we do stuff like this. Micro movements. Greater awareness invites greater freedom. Rudolf Laban explored how different qualities of movement like weight, time, space, and flow shape behavior. Sometimes changing how you move changes how you feel because the body and emotions are constantly influencing one another. And Michael Chekhov, one of the GOATs, took this idea even further with his psychological gesture. He believed that one committed physical action, like a push, could awaken an inner emotional life. Instead of waiting for a feeling to arrive, the body invites an emotion into existence. All of these techniques point to the same truth. The freer the body, the freer the emotional life. You're not trying to manufacture emotions. You're trying to remove physical obstacles that prevent emotional truth from happening. It gets even deeper than that. So William James and Carl Lang, 2 psychologists, suggest and propose a theory of emotion that says that physical bodily reactions happen first, and then the brain interprets those stimuli to produce the emotion. They suggest in theory that you see a bear in the woods, big old bear. You see a bear, your heart races, adrenaline pumps, your legs run, and then you feel fear. And there are other psychological theories that slightly contrast, but they all suggest that the body plays an integral initial part in feeling emotion. So before you ask yourself, how do I feel more? Ask yourself, where am I holding tension? Where am I holding tension at? Free your breath, release your jaw, unlock your body. Sometimes the emotion isn't missing, it's just trapped. I'm a gardener. I have a garden. I love to plant things and watch them grow. And sometimes the soil has to be just right. Sometimes you have to remove things off the soil. You got to condition the soil. The soil might have to be acidic or alkaline, moist or dry, clay or sandy. And techniques like Feldenkrais and Fitzmaurice help you find neutrality and release within the body. It's like removing all the obstacles out of the way. While techniques like Laban and Chekhov help you create the proper conditions for the behavior and emotion you want to grow. Start with your breath, relax the body, and let emotion be a response and not a performance. Point number 4. Stop trying to cry and start trying not to. The audience don't care if you cry. They care that they feel something because you feel something. Emotional moments come from stakes, tension, conflict, and urgency, not from you forcing tears. Some actors over-prepare the emotion and under-prepare the circumstances. Focus on your objective. Let your partner and your circumstances affect you and then live in the conflict. Those are the moments that casting directors and audiences remember, and those are the performances that lead to callbacks and bookings. Everybody want to know how to cry on cue, but I think that's the wrong question. The audience doesn't care if you cry. They care whether or not they believe you. And ironically, the most truthful emotional moments happen when the character is trying to hold it together and not lose control. Think about real life. Most people don't walk around wanting everyone to just watch them fall apart. They fight to hold it together. They swallow tears. They change the subject. They laugh when they want to cry. That's human behavior. So instead of playing the result, crying, play the struggle and the tension of trying to keep it together.
Oh no!
Fight for what you want. Stay connected to your objective. Let the circumstances, your scene partner, and the environment continue to affect you. If tears come, let them come. If they don't chase it. But if you build it, they will come. Now, just a philosophical lesson for life in general. What you resist persists, and what you force aborts. All you can do is till the fertile soil of your imagination, plant the seed, water the crop, hope for good weather, and just get out the way. What will grow? Will grow. But if you want to provide the best environment possible for organic emotional behavior, then get used to letting go. And letting go takes practice. Now, something cool that Meisner taught that I always appreciated was that the text is like a canoe and the emotion is like a river. Just let the text sit on the current of your emotion and just go along for the ride. Take the pressure off yourself. Build up your focus, let go of what's not useful, and let your emotions shine through. Point number 5, camera versus stage. Emotion looks different on camera than it does on stage, and a lot of actors miss that nuance. On camera, less is more. But that doesn't mean play smaller, just that the lens catches everything. Just think the actual thoughts and we'll see the emotion behind it. On stage, the body and the voice carries emotion outward. Emotion has to read from the very back row while still being grounded and believable from the very front. It'd be easy to assume that the camera equals face and the stage or theater equals voice or body or heightened physicality. But the voice is just as, if not more important, on camera. On stage, actors are required to heighten their performance to the optics of theater. But on camera, you only need to heighten to the level of authenticity, to whatever level the moment calls for, and nothing more. As long as you actually think the thoughts fully, honestly, and truthfully, the audience will receive exactly what they need from you. Truly think the thoughts, and the camera will pick up everything you want. On stage, measure your performance for the margins between the front and back rows, and the emotion will reach everyone in the playhouse. Bonus point, emotion in real life. This is a bonus point for non-actors, just in case you're watching. And here's the crossover. Communication experts say the same thing. People respond to authenticity, not exaggeration. Even if you're not an actor, we still find ourselves in situations where we have to show up, perform, and present ourselves in some way all the time. Start to notice your breath, your reactions, your triggers, your tics. Emotional awareness is power. Of course, my focus is on the actor, but over time, many experts on communication, from Dale Carnegie to Zig Ziglar, have said things about emotion and communication that are also useful for the actor. The GOAT, Dr. Miles Monroe, rest in peace, said, "Let purpose lead and emotion support." Great communicators don't suppress emotion. They channel it through clarity and intention. Zig Ziglar said, "People buy into the story you're telling. If you don't feel it, nobody else will either." For Dale Carnegie, the focus is on listening. Deeply listen and genuinely make the moment important. Invest all your awareness into the present circumstances. John C. Maxwell said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. When people feel you, they trust you. When they trust you, they follow. And Les Brown said that energy transfers through your voice, your rhythm, and your passion. If you want to move people, then you have to show up fully and unapologetically. Emotion in acting isn't about forcing yourself to feel. It's about building conditions where truth can happen. Start training your body, your imagination, and your range, and you'll start to see the difference in your overall emotional awareness almost immediately. Stay consistent, stay curious, and you'll see your work start to land. Yo, appreciate you rocking with me this whole time. Thank you for having an open heart, so I'm going to give you your heart back. And until next time, peace.